Happy Friday, Roanshaw Ranchers. I hope everybody had a wonderful week. As you can see, it is snowing here. And Louie has some icicles on him. I think everybody spent most of the day out and about. Everybody except for Chase, who is right there behind the pole eating with Louie, has ice on them. So he usually stays in a sheltered area where everybody else is out and about. Oh, so this week with Louie. So as you guys may have seen on Monday, he had a chiropractic adjustment. We were hoping that some of his issues were due to his back or neck being out of alignment. He did have quite a knot in his back that Rob was able to take out, massage out, I should say, or work out, because he doesn't do massage. But anyway, he was able to take that out. Thank you, Denise. We think he's pretty beautiful too. So he was able to take that out, work it out, and I was hoping that it was going to help with his, with his tremors and his neck stretches, and unfortunately it didn't. He was moving around that day. We had it done like around 1 o'clock or so. By 3 o'clock, he was out back on the second pasture with everybody. Monday was a nice day, so the boys were stretching their legs out in the second pasture. And when I called him in for dinner, he trotted back, which he hasn't trotted in I don't know how long. It's been quite a while. And granted, part of it was because it wasn't icy, and he had better footing. But you could just see in his eyes, and especially when Rob was working him, that the pain that he was feeling was diminished significantly. Louie is a type of horse that really wears his emotions on his skin. Like, there is no hiding how he's feeling. You always hear how horses are so stoic and that they're able to hide their pain. Louie doesn't. Like, while he was getting worked, Rob could tell and I could tell, what portions of his body were bothering him. And even Rob said, he goes, yeah, he doesn't hold anything in. I go, no, he doesn't. He lets you know. So it was very, very obvious that, he was out of alignment and that knot was bothering him. But it didn't solve what I'm calling the headaches. It hasn't helped that. It hasn't helped the leg twitching, either. He is usually worse in the morning than he is the afternoon. I don't know if that's because he's not moving around in the evening and they're pretty sedentary. They're up here and they're not, they usually bed down is what they do, especially Louie and Chase. When I come and feed in the morning, you can definitely tell that they've been laying down for the night. And sometimes I catch them when they haven't even gotten up yet. So, I don't know if that's part of it, but definitely he is worse in the morning, which, for the time that I feed makes it much more difficult to get any kind of video, for Dr. Lauren so that she can see what's going on. I was able to get her some video, and last Friday when we were doing a Facebook Live, I sent her that because he was moving around, and she said, yeah, he's really, really stiff again. So we're still working on a game plan. The next step is going to be to get him on APF Equine Pro, and that hopefully will help with his immune system and his nerves and a couple of other things. Dr. Lauren has used it before and has had good results. So we're going to add that to the mix. It's the protozoa still being present, is still on the table. And quite honestly, that's what I'm leaning towards. He is exhibiting all of the same symptoms that he was before. So that's what my gut's saying. But I don't want to... Skew is the wrong word, but I don't want to say no to anything just because I think it's something else. I really want to try the APF and work on the protozoa at the same time. At this point, it's important just to get him back to where he was. It's been kind of scary sometimes watching him, especially when he's trying to sleep and his legs are buckling on him. I've talked to some other people who have horses with EPM, and that's not an uncommon characteristic. And, with it being so icy and, the footing not that great, I worry that, he's going to lose his footing and something's going to happen. So we need to get him stable again, and get him so that he's, sturdy on all 4 feet. I'm not saying he's stumbling around. Please don't get me wrong that way. It's really when he is resting and he's trying to get some good sleep. He should be locking his knees, and he's just not. And that is concerning to me. The other thing that has been concerned is that he is now starting to rest his head on Chase's back to hip, and he's also trying to rest his head on Charlie's back. He's more Charlie's height, so I think that's why he's going to his back, whereas with Chaser, he's going to his hip. He just literally puts his forehead on Chase's hip. So that is concerning to me too. For those of you that have been with me for a while, it's very reminiscent of Toby. For those that don't know, Toby was a rescue that we had. He was a Belgian, and he ended up with a nasal cavity tumor. And the pressure was very, very severe in his head. And at the end, he was laying his head on Maggie's back all the time, and you could just tell it was to relieve the pressure. So that has me concerned as well, that he has added that to, the signs that his head is really bothering him. The other thing that Dr. Lauren does think that it could be something that's going on in his guttural pouch. If you remember with Barney, Barney had a guttural pouch scope that showed that he had an infection. That was why his nose was bleeding. So it's too cold right now, unless it's an absolutely necessary. We can't anesthetize right now. It needs to be warmer, and especially with his personality, we have done it before in the wintertime. We actually put a tarp up across this opening and put a heater in here, and it's one of those torpedo heaters, and it gets really warm in there, but you have to have a horse that's calm enough that's not going to freak out when they're waking up that a torpedo heater's going on. At that time, we did have, it was actually Toby. I'm sorry. No, that was Jesse. We were able to do it with him. I don't feel comfortable doing it with Louie. He's just too high strung. Pam, I'm sorry that you're dealing with a nasal tumor. It's nasty. I don't know how far along one of your guys is, but with Toby, he told us when it was time. It was very uncomfortable, and he started roaring like a lion. So that's how we knew it was time. And him just telling us that, he was ready. But yeah, Pam, my heart goes out to you. I know how difficult it is, and I know how much you care for your horses. So my thoughts are with you. So that's the game plan right now for Louie. We're hoping that Allison is able to come to do some massage on him and hopefully keep the knot from reforming. But we'll have to see with the weather. I'm not even sure what the weather's supposed to be like tomorrow. It's pretty cold right now. We definitely didn't get the snow that they said we were going to, so I don't know if it's coming tonight or what the deal is. I haven't watched the news yet, so. Pam, we're taking it day to day, and he's pretty content, but it's daily. Yep. I hear ya. Pam, I totally get it. I understand where you are, and I'll leave it at that. Like I said, I'm so sorry, and I know you always do best by your guys, so I'll keep you in my thoughts. You've made some tough decisions, so you always put the interest of the horse first. So I know that I know you watch him like a hawk. So that's about it for now, guys. About where Louie is. He's gonna stay on his supplements from I can never say this. Immubiome, I think is how it is. He's still on that. He's still on his alfalfa Timothy pellets. You can see he has not lost. In fact, he's probably gained a little weight this winter. So he's eating well. It's just if we could get his body to cooperate, and his legs and his head and his spine and everything else. To be quite honest, I was very, very discouraged this week. I was really hoping that the chiropractic adjustments was going to at least relieve the pain that he has in his head. I understand if the damage is done with his back legs, and the nerves aren't going to regrow. that I can deal with. Him constantly having a headache is really, it's breaking my heart, because like I said, he wears his emotions on his skin, so he lets you know, and you know, you can just tell in his eyes that you know, when his head is really bothering him. So that we have to get under control sooner rather than later. So the APF Pro is going to be ordered this evening, and then we will you know, hopefully we'll get it here soon, and we'll get him on that, and hopefully maybe that will have some results. But like Pam's doing, we got to take it day by day and see how things go. But that's it for my end, guys. You know, please keep Louie in your thoughts. You know, any positive energy, healing vibes that you can send to the big guy, I greatly appreciate it. You know, he is a super sweet boy that we just need to get him feeling better, and get him on the right track. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I will keep you up to date on what's going on with him, and just what's going on in general. And I will talk to everybody next week. Be well, Rocha Ranchers.